Okay.
We're going to get started. My name is Sarah Hendrickson. I'm the Adult Services Librarian here at Locke Elementary. Used to be a teacher at kind of slipped down. Locke Public Library. And this is Katie. She is also part of the Adult Services team. I'm getting over a bad cold. My voice is not good, and talking aggravates my cough. So Katie's taking the lead on this one, and I will be walking around trying to not talk as much as possible, just to make life better for all of us. Thank you for coming. We are talking about iOS devices today. So if you are here for Android, you are at the wrong workshop. We had that yesterday. Feel free to look online at our live stream. Lots of good information. A lot of it will be the same, but again, it's specific for iOS, so some things will definitely be different. Everything that we will be talking about today is in your folder, and your folder is yours to take home. Included in there is a survey, and at the end, if you wouldn't mind filling that out, we were given a grant to do these workshops from Public Library Association and AT&T to use Digital Learn. So they want to know how things went, and we want to tell them. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to give it to Katie.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. All right. Thank you guys for coming. We'll get started. So on today's agenda, we'll be learning about mobile devices and Apple devices in particular. We'll work on building skills and confidence in using your iPhone or iPad. This will include an introduction to mobile devices, skill building including navigating your device, getting connected to Wi-Fi, common apps that you would use, and helpful settings for accessibility and privacy. You'll also learn tips and tricks for safety and security with your device, and you'll have opportunities to practice. Let's get started. So does anyone want to share what brought you to the workshop today?
I can share.
Sure.
I just, like a week ago, went from an iPhone 7 with like 32 gigabytes to an iPhone 15 with 128.
Wow.
And I had pretty much just stopped using my phone because it was all full. So
Yeah.
I want to, since I got this high volume thing, I want to learn how to use it better.
Yeah, great. Anybody else? Yeah.
I got a couple of questions. I need to change the font on my phone, and I know it's probably in settings, but I'm always scared to death when I do something wrong.
Yeah.
The other is Apple somehow has set up albums for me.
Uh-huh.
So I'd like to know how to set one up, name it, and then put my pictures in it. And then sometimes at the bottom of the pictures, it'll have like albums and something else, and you can't get your pictures. And I don't know how to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll try to answer those questions, and if we don't get to those specifically, definitely we'd encourage you to set up an appointment with Sarah or I, where we can help you with those more kind of involved questions. But those are, all good questions. So today's mobile devices can do many of the same things that a traditional computer can do. You can search the internet, access email, watch videos, listen to music, get directions, and connect with friends and family. So on the left, we see a smartphone that is an iPhone. A smartphone is a mobile telephone that has both cellular and internet access. It allows you to make and receive calls and text messages, and because they're connected to the internet, you can also share photos, play videos, send email, and browse the internet. On the right is an iPad, which is a kind of tablet. A tablet is a portable computer that uses a touch screen. And most tablets are smaller and weigh less than a computer, but bigger and weigh a little more than a phone. Tablets connect to the internet through a Wi-Fi or cellular connection, but can't get phone calls. So a primary difference between a mobile device and a computer is the way that you get around. Rather than using a mouse or keyboard, you use your fingers to tap, type, scroll, and more. You can also use your voice to help navigate your device. If you have the ports and buttons on your smartphone or tablet will vary depending on the specific model you're using. In general, phones and tablets have a power button and a volume and control. Smartphones typically have a ring and silent switch. So this is my phone. I'm an Apple user. So I've got my power button here on the right, the ring and silent switch here on top, and then the volume control. Tablets are typically the same, but won't have the ring and silent switch since you're not getting phone calls. Both smartphones and tablets have a charging port, and typically it's at the bottom of your phone. As we get started using the phone or tablet, the first thing we need to do is unlock the device. The way you do this is on one of the choices you made when you set up the phone. You may have set up Face ID or a passcode, and depending on the iPhone you have, you may also have the option to use your fingerprint to unlock the phone. So this is the home screen of a phone. So once you unlock the phone, this is typically, you'll see something like this. Does anybody recognize any apps, or are there apps that you use regularly?
We use streaming services as well, like Netflix, Hulu, Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney.
Okay, yeah, those are, not seen here, but definitely popular ones that people download. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you look at an app, let's say Netflix, and click on it, does it tell you right away what it costs and then how or what you do? I mean, some don't cost anything, right? And some do.
Yeah, so all the apps on your home screen kind of automatically would be ones that are just included with the phone. So there wouldn't be anything on the iPhone that would cost money, except like if you chose to download it. And to do that, we'll talk about a little bit later, but you would go to the App Store. And I believe if it does cost money, it would say straight away like how much it costs to install. But yeah, that's a good question.
But otherwise, usually what you have on there is it's not an issue.
Right, yeah. I mean, like, so for example, iTunes is an app where you can make purchases. You could buy, songs or videos, but just opening the app and using it wouldn't cost any money.
And I would guess with the news one, like in order for you to get the newspapers, you're gonna have to purchase those yourself. And then you would do that in the news app. I've never done that myself, but.
Yeah, some things are free, and then other, like New York Times is behind a paywall, or yeah. So iPhones come with phone, messages, email, internet, camera, maps, clock, calendar, and more. The top of the screen includes a status bar showing battery percentage, Wi-Fi, and cellular connection. So we're going to talk a little bit about tapping. So tap your finger on the screen if you guys want to follow along on your phone. Tap your finger on the screen to activate a control. Type on a keyboard or select something on the screen. For example, you can tap on an app to open it. Go to the Maps app on your phone and open it. To go back to the home screen, swipe up from the bottom of the screen. So is everyone able to open an app just by tapping?
And it's a soft tap.
A soft tap, yeah.
You need to attack. To hinder things, actually.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm in the maps, and I've always wanted to know what to do when they ask me this question.
That is a good, so it's saying help improve maps. Allow Apple to use your significant locations and app launch locations to improve maps.
I would
This-
say no. I was going to say like privacy issues, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, it's up to you, I'd ask if you
For
want.
now.
It's
we'll
up to
say
you.
no, no.
Yeah, you can always change it later if you want, but that's a good, yeah.
It's a privacy thing.
Yeah, yep. Next, we're gonna try the tap and hold with your finger to display a menu of options. In this example, if you tap and hold the Maps icon, the menu opens. So, I'm gonna show. So, if I tap Goodreads, Goodreads will open up.
Minuses on all my apps.
If you tap and hold, a menu will pop up. So it's saying update progress, scan books, edit home screen, share app, or remove app. So each app has different options on the menu. And this person found that if you keep holding it, you'll actually get all the apps will start shaking and you'll get minus signs. And that's just an opportunity to kind of reorder where your apps are. So you can kind of like hold down and drag it and switch the places. I don't know if you can see that, and to get that to go away, just tap again. Does anybody have a question about that? The shaky app, yeah.
You had said to get out of an app, you swipe up to get back to the home screen. That doesn't work on my phone. Does that just work on some? I just hit the
Oh yeah,
the home button.
that's a good point. So the swipe up is if on like a newer iPhone. I think I have a 10, so I don't have that button at the bottom. So that's kind of the
Home button.
alternate. Yep, that's the home button. Yep. So if you have a button at the bottom, that's what you would use to get back to your home screen. Okay, swiping left and right. So from the apps view, you can swipe left to see more apps available on your phone. You can swipe left and right on many apps and websites to navigate around. From your apps view, give this a try. Swipe left across the screen to see the next page of apps. So depending on how new your phone is or how many apps you use, I've got 3 screens of apps. If I swipe all the way left, I get to this, I don't know what the name of it is, but it shows me the news headlines, the weather, and like photos that iPhone wants me to see. If I swipe all the way to the right, it will like group the apps for me and show all of them at once. That might also vary depending on what iPhone you have. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about swiping to see apps? Yeah.
I got in the maps.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get out?
You're gonna push that home button.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
So if I swipe enough times, I get to the app library? Is
Yeah.
this just basically summarizing what's already on my screen?
Yep, and it groups it kind of in different categories,
Okay.
which can be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just all this stuff.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Swiping up and down is what you'll do to scroll through apps and websites. You can also use it to go back to the home screen, as we said, from an open app or pressing the button, depending on what you have. We're gonna talk about some of the common apps on iPhones and iPads. iPhones and tablets offer access to almost unlimited number of apps. Apps are programs designed to help you accomplish different tasks. When you turn on your phone and unlock it, you should see a screen that looks something like this one. In this section of the workshop, I'll introduce and talk about some of the most common apps on Apple devices. Please follow along on your own device and briefly explore each of the apps. All right, so the phone app allows you to make and receive calls. To use it, you'll tap on the app to open it. So here on the iPhone is the phone app. Old-fashioned telephone. That will bring up this screen. There are two main ways to make a call. You can tap the contacts icon at the bottom to select a name listed in your contacts app, or you can type a number on the keypad. So down here you've got the star is your favorite, so you can note which contacts are your favorites, the people that you call more often. Recents will show your call history. Contacts will show all the people that are your contacts. This is the keypad, and then this is the voicemail that is where you can listen to your voicemails. After dialing a number, you'll tap the green button to start the call, so that big green circle. When you're ready to hang up, tap the red phone button to end the call. To answer incoming calls, you'll tap either green for accept or red for decline. Yeah.
If you touch red for decline, and it says scam likely, is that the way to go, or should you just let the whole scam thing play out and then delete it later? Does it matter?
That's a good question. I don't think that would matter.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're declining the call, you're not like engaging with them at all. Okay. It's just more clearly like you're just hanging up sooner. If you let it go, then it will kind of just keep ringing and ringing.
Does decline prevent it from going to the voicemails?
No.
Sends them to voicemail, yeah.
It sends it to voicemail, yeah.
How would you?
All you have to do is not answer it, right?
Yeah, it would just keep you from hearing the ringing sound longer. So now we're going to talk about messaging. If you want to send a text message, you'll use the Messages app. To open the app, tap on it on the home screen. So the messaging app is this green square with the white speech bubble. So once you open it, you'll get this screen. Depending on how many text messages you have, this person only has 2 messages going. Yeah. Yeah. So you can use the search box to search all of your text messages. You can tap the compose icon to start a new conversation, or you can tap a current conversation to send or read new messages and send a response.
That must be for new phones only, because mine doesn't have a search.
Sometimes if you scroll down with your finger, the search bar will appear, I think. No?
This is an iPhone SE.
Oh.
So
It is if you do have it, it is a nice function. Sometimes I will, like if I remember that my mom told me somebody's address, but I can't remember what the address is, I'll like search address and it will bring up like any text message that I have with the word address in it. So even beyond just like searching for like somebody's contact, if there's like a word or a recipe, you know, that you remember somebody texted you, it will search through.
So it searches the content of it.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You can send a text message to someone by typing their cell phone number in the to field, or if the person is in your contacts, you can begin to type their name. Once the name of the person displays, you'll tap to select it. Then you will type your message and tap the green arrow to send it. Any questions about messaging?
How about if you want to send a GIF?
Good question.
Because on my phone, I would like to send a GIF to my mom. So there's this thing called images there, and there's some other options right there. Like if you press the plus sign, and you'll see camera, photos, stickers, Apple Cash, audio, and then images, which will show all the GIFs. Like if I want to look up a whatever GIF, let's find the one that I like, make sure it's appropriate. Like this one, for example.
Yeah.
And then press the blue thing to send.
Yeah. You got it. So depending on your phone, so my options are all down here. If you wanted to add a photo, there's lots of options. Send your something with the fitness app. You can also send GIFs, a song. So underneath my like message bar, I have all these different options. I think that I only use photos sometimes. All right, let's talk about email. If you want to send or read an email, you'll use the Mail app. Before you can receive or send email, you must first set up your Mail app to connect it to an email account. So this is going through how you would assign an email account to the Apple Mail account. So you'll go into settings, you'll select the Mail app, then you'll click accounts. We won't go through these steps, but it's helpful to know that you can add an email account from almost any email provider using the settings app. And yeah, if you have questions about how to do that, we can for sure help you another time. All right, let's talk about browsers. When you want to search the web from your phone, tap the internet icon to launch a web browser. In this example, the web browser is Safari, which is included with the Apple device. This app works much like a web browser on a computer. In this example, we can see the homepage of the Chicago Public Library. You can search the web or visit a website using the address bar on the bottom. Once you have a web page up in the browser, you can swipe up to scroll down the page. I also mostly use Chrome on my phone. Also, it's just like my preference. That's Google's internet browser. I like it better than Safari, but that's kind of just personal preference. When you want to take a picture or video, tap the camera icon to launch the camera app. To take a picture or video, you would tap the button that's shaped like a circle, right there at the middle and the bottom. You can scroll through the menu to switch between camera modes, including video, portrait, and panorama modes.
On the very top, there's a circle in the right-hand side.
Yeah.
With a line through it. Mine is always open, and so when I take photos, if I don't, Is there a way to change that on my phone?
You should just be able to tap that. Yeah, so that's for a live, it's called live, yeah. So it takes a series of images, kind of making like a miniature movie every time you take a picture, but it does take up a lot more space for every photo. And yeah, so yeah, that's the live, and then this is the flash. So right now the lightning bolt is crossed off, so that means no using a flash. And this would be to turn it into a mirror, so to take a selfie. And then this shows like the photo that you just took. After you take a picture, you can click on the small image tile to view, edit, and share the image, or delete the photos and videos you've taken. Okay, maps. When you want to find an address or get directions, you'll tap the Maps icon to launch the Maps app. To do a search, you'll enter the location in the Search Maps box. Once you have the location on the screen, you would click the blue button to get directions to the location. From there, you can select directions for driving, walking, public transit, and more. All right. So are there other apps that you guys use frequently?
TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube. Those are social media apps. And then the streaming services I mentioned, the stream video. And stream music I mentioned. Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, Apple Music.
All right. You know your phone. Awesome. Anybody else?
I've been using that health and fitness lately,
Yeah.
but it's way bigger now on this phone than it was on the other one, so.
Yeah, I've been finding it interesting to like tracking my steps during the day. I don't really understand how it works, but it's fun to see. All right. So to add new apps to an iPhone or iPad, tap the App Store icon located on the home screen. When the App Store is open, you can browse featured apps, look for games, or search for an app by name.
Is this where we would find the Gmail app?
Mm-hmm. Here we can see results from a search for a dictionary app. Let's take a look at the first app in the list. If the app has a Get button instead of a price, like this example, the app is free. From this page, you can learn more about the app, including preview pictures and customer reviews. To install the app, you would click the Get button and follow the installation steps. So someone was asking about whether apps were costing money. So if it just says Get or install, it'll say that and it'll be free. This says in small letters next to it, in-app purchases, which means the app is free, but there's like bonus things that you could buy once it's open. But if it would cost money, then there would be a price there. Once the app downloads, it appears on the home screen. So you can now see the Merriam-Webster Dictionary app. To delete an app, tap and hold on the app. A menu will appear where you can remove the app. All right, activity number 2. Okay. So we're gonna talk about connecting to Wi-Fi. So to connect your phone to a cellular network, you need to have a service plan with a cellular service provider. If you have a cellular plan, your phone will connect to the network automatically everywhere your cellular plan has coverage. You'll know you're connected to the cellular network when you see the cell phone signal show the strength of the connection. So in the top right corner of your phone, you'll see how strong your connection is. Another way you can connect your phone or tablet to the internet is by connecting to a Wi-Fi network. All smartphones and tablets can connect to the internet using Wi-Fi. Many businesses, libraries, and other public places offer free Wi-Fi. You can use these public Wi-Fi networks when you visit the locations. You might need a password to access the network. And if you want to access it at home, you would need to sign up with an internet service provider. So if you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you'll click on the settings on the home screen. Then you'll tap on Wi-Fi. A list of Wi-Fi networks that are nearby will display. Networks with a lock icon require a password. Networks without a lock are public and do not need a password. Once you're connected to the Wi-Fi network, you'll see the Wi-Fi icon in the status bar at the top of your device. Keep your information safe when you connect to Wi-Fi. Follow these Wi-Fi security tips. Make sure you trust a network before connecting. Do you know who set up the network? Try not to send private information over public Wi-Fi networks. If you do send personal information, make sure the website is secure and begins with HTTPS. That S at the end is important. Set up a password for your home network to block intruders from accessing it. All right. We're gonna talk about settings. So in the Settings app, you can view and change the settings on your mobile device, including accessibility features, security preferences, software updates, and more. So here's the Settings app. You can see lots of different settings that you can look at, change, investigate. So one of the things that you can change is how you unlock your phone. You can use a PIN, a passcode, your Face ID, or a fingerprint. These help. Yes, please make sure you use something to protect your phone. This will help protect the data that's stored on your device if the device is ever lost or stolen. Each time you turn on the device or wake up the screen, you'll see a prompt to unlock it.
What setting did you go into to get to that thing that you were just talking about?
Good question. Face ID and passcode.
And I'm just gonna put a plug. Anytime you use your thumbprint or face for ID to unlock the phone, that is your biometric data. And if someone who's not so nice would happen to get a hold of that, they could end up using that for other things. So from a privacy and security point of view, it would be better to use some sort of PIN, or I know some people have a design or something that you unlock on your phone. And I got that from a professor at UW who teaches about privacy and security, and was very much saying that's probably not a wise choice to use that. And I had been using my thumbprint at that point, and I took it off my phone. So just some food for thought. Yeah, please. Yeah. So if you recall from our cybersecurity class, you know, anyone who has any sort of information about you can use it in a harmful manner. And if you're using your face or your fingerprint, that's your biometric data, which is very unique to you. Whereas there could be multiple people in here who hopefully not have a password of 1, 2, 3, 4. But only you have your thumbprint and your face. So if they have that, they could potentially, if they're a bad actor, use it for other things.
And how would we get it?
I mean, just like how we talk about cybersecurity, if there's people out there who are trying to figure things out, if they would happen to get to your phone, or, you know, use your finger, meaning like you were next. No. I mean, we don't need to get quite that bad. You know, if they're next to you and they want to unlock your phone and they force you to unlock your phone with your thumb or that, you know, then they have that to potentially use for other things.
See, and I thought that was more secure than the password.
Mine will accept my finger, and then sometimes when I've had it off, or just even in here, I can't put my numbers in, so I
Well, periodically,
Yeah.
of course, you do
yeah,
with
which
your
is fine,
security. Yeah.
So just
I think.
food for thought. Having a good password is
Yeah.
probably safer from a privacy perspective of things. So.
All right, let's talk about app security. Many apps on mobile devices have regular updates. Sometimes the updates have new features, but most importantly, updates fix bugs and problems and increase security. You can see app and operating system update settings by going to Settings, and then tapping General, and then tapping Software Update. You'll be able to see if there are any software updates to install. If there are, you can follow the prompts on the screen to install the updates. Privacy. Privacy settings are also important for mobile devices. Using your phone's privacy settings, you can decide which apps have access to information and data stored on your device, such as your location, photos, and microphone. To access privacy settings, tap the settings icon, then scroll down and tap privacy. You can adjust settings for location services and tracking. You can also change which apps have access to specific features on your phone, such as contacts, photos, microphone, camera, and more. And this is an important thing to review. Privacy is important, and a lot of these things will just opt in for everything to have access to your location, and you have to manually opt out. So it's not great that that's how things are functioning now, but definitely something to be aware of, and if you have more questions about it, we can definitely help you after. Accessibility. These settings on your device can help you customize your phone to meet your visual, physical, motion, or hearing needs. To find the accessibility features, tap Settings, then scroll down the page and tap Accessibility. Common features to explore include a voice assistant to get spoken guidance to navigate the device without needing to see the screen, changing text size, contrast, and display cover of the screen, adjusting audio settings, and enhancing or changing the touch interactions. So lots of different things that you can adjust to make the phone easier for you to use. All right, some security tips. As we said, you want to set a passcode on all of your devices. Download trusted apps only. Review your privacy settings and adjust them. adjust notifications to change what appears on the lock screen, check the apps and the operating system are up to date, and I guess that's all. So we are gonna skip this last activity, but or make it it's just a little review of everything that we've done, but we did want to show you the Digital Learn website, which has this quiz, and also just lots of resources that you have access to. So these are all videos, video tutorials for all sorts of different things. Intro to email, using a Mac, intro to Google Maps, intro to Skype, or I'm surprised they don't have Zoom.
It might still be coming, they're constantly.
Okay. So this is available to you for free, and just lots of different resources, including this is what we just went through. So if you want to watch it at your own pace, you can stop the video and start when you want. And then all the way at the end is this practice test. Yeah, so lots of resources. So we want to say congratulations. Today you learned about iPhones and iPads. You built skills to navigate your device, get connected to Wi-Fi, identify common apps, identify helpful settings, and learned useful tips to connect to Wi-Fi and use your device safely. Thank you guys so much for coming. And again, today's training was provided by AT&T and the Public Library Association. And